We've kind of caught up with ourselves a bit on this studio build. Basically, we're waiting for materials now. Wood to build the doors, glass for the windows between the rooms here, the heat exchanger for the ventilation system so that we can test that, and then we can close up the ceilings in the booth and the control room. Plus, the sun came out, and in southern Sweden, if the sun comes out, it's impossible to stay inside. So we thought this week maybe it might be the perfect opportunity to build the recycled window greenhouse, which has been a project brewing for a couple of years, ever since I got hold of a whole load of old windows. Yeah, it's going to be very beautiful. We've already started. I know it's not strictly studio related, but the food that we grow in that greenhouse will be keeping the studio occupants alive. So that's a good way to think of it. Thank you very much for all of our new members and subscribers over the week. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Yeah, let's go outside. They're not lined up on this side. Alright, here we are. It is pretty damn windy today, so we'll see how this goes. Erecting thin glass walls in high wind. What could possibly go wrong, man? So one side is kind of tentatively up. The other side is not. So that's what we're going to do now. And basically the idea is, well, I can show you on the other side. Okay, there's a kind of plate board which is sitting on some roofing membrane to try and protect it from moisture. That's sitting on this brick base, and then there's this bottom frame thing which gives us the head height inside. What was it, like 2 meters 10? Yeah. 2 meters 10 internal head height, which is pretty luxurious for a greenhouse, I'd say. So then Ferdy figured out that if we get a little 2x4 piece underneath each window, then in the end when it's all painted up, it'll just look like one thing, hopefully. And we can always add a little bit of trim covering this. I think we need to anyway, just to strengthen everything. Once we've done this whole frame, then we're going to add a double plate along the top, which will tie the whole thing together, and then we can add some more vertical supports and stiffeners, like ribs basically, around the whole thing, just to strengthen it all, because it is pretty damn windy here and we don't want this to blow away. So anyway, we're going to start by screwing down this plate all the way around these three sides, and then we'll build the frame. Okay. One thing which is really working in our favour with this is that all these windows are actually from the same house that was getting a whole new set of windows fitted, so they're all more or less the same size, which makes it possible for us to attempt to try and make this look like a kind of posh Victorian greenhouse. I've seen a lot of other greenhouses made from recycled windows, and they tend to be made out of like all kinds of different windows that the people got hold of, but I think we're pretty fortunate here that we have like 34 matching-ish windows. So there's a chance that this might look kind of posh in the end. What do you think? Yeah, Ferdy thinks so. Yeah. Let's do it, man. Okay, hopefully you can hear me above all the wind, but that's done. So now Ferdy is going to go and build this kind of bottom frame thing in the workshop, and I am going to go to the studio and fit some door liners. Except I didn't, because I ended up having a nightmare trying to figure out how to tackle the door liners. In the studio in Berlin, I used birch ply, which is really beautiful plywood. It looks really beautiful from the outside. It's really strong, has very thin plies and lots of them. But thanks to Putin, that is now 250 euro a sheet. It used to be like 50 or 60 euro a sheet. It turns out in Sweden there's not really so many options for plywood. There's birch ply, if you can find it, and then there's construction plywood, which is what you use to sheathe the sides of buildings, and it's just super rough. It doesn't look good at all. It's not particularly strong. It basically needs to hold the two walls together between the control room and the live room, and the booth and the live room, and between all those rooms. These door liners, they kind of stabilize the control room and the booth wall construction, because they're floating rooms, they're not touching anything else, and this is the one point of contact between the rooms, is the door liners, and it kind of just stiffens everything up and creates one kind of entity. So then I had the idea, okay, I'm going to call Ingvar at the sawmill, see if he has anything dry lying around. He always has these big piles of wood which are just sort of sitting there for years, and he reckons he's got enough in his piles that we can dig through and we can find something, some larch or some oak or who knows what, but something that we can plane and mill and joint together to make these big slabs, because they need to be kind of 40 centimeters sometimes, 40 centimeters wide. Yeah, we can make some very beautiful solid wood slabs as to use as door liners, and it feels good. And Ingvar to the rescue once again. He's been amazing throughout this whole project. Like, really, we couldn't have done any of this at all without Ingvar, because he's the one person that didn't put his prices up in COVID, and he totally saved our asses. So Ingvar, thank you. Okay, we got a load of pine or fir or spruce, whatever it is, including these amazing wide, like 45 centimeter wide boards here. Got a few of those, and we got a load of larch as well, which is gonna look fantastic when it's planed and ebonized. All right, so that's next week. That's for next week. Yeah. Building greenhouses in high wind. Alright, that is the walls up. It's pretty amazing in here. So tomorrow we'll put in the door frames and we'll do the top plate around, and it'll be bomb-proof. I mean, it's pretty solid already, kind of, even in the high wind. But yeah, this is pretty amazing, especially the view from the top of the path here. You see it. Look at that, man. One of the big challenges with a project like this is piles of slightly useful stuff, which you know eventually could be used for something, and you don't want to throw stuff away, really. I think I'm definitely the kind of person, and Ferdy as well, who we don't want to chuck stuff away if it could possibly be used for something. So we have this mountain of stuff which has built up over the years, and we've got to the stage now where we have to sort it out. So Ferdy has built this cool kind of wood cart thing. We already have a pile of oak here, which we're adding to with any oak and larch bits we find. And outside here, we have a kind of real offcuts pile, which in the end I'm going to use to do a wooden mosaic on the outside of the blob. I don't know what kind of thing. Yeah, I'll let you know. All right. You look like you're in a wind tunnel. You look like you're in the Aldi wind tunnel in Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg? Red Bull wind tunnel. Yeah. Okay, so now we're putting on the second plate, just to stiffen it all up, overlapping the corners. Overlapping the corners. Eh?
So use 70 to go all
Yeah.
in the window.
Yeah. So we're overlapping all the joints, get them overlapping. Pretty strong there. So that is it for this week. Walls are up, top plate is up. It's pretty solid. It's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. It's going to be fun next time it's really strong wind. Lying awake at night waiting for a massive crash coming from the garden, but I think this is going to be pretty solid. Yeah, very nice. Well done, Ferdy. And Elsa's done such a beautiful job painting the barn. So that's it. That is Friday. The greenhouse is nearly, well, it's not nearly, it's halfway there, I guess. Sorry, I'm just completely wrecked again. So next week should be pretty nicely studio focused. Monday I'm going to pick up the heat exchanger. Yeah, sorry, I'm just spaced out. I need to sleep. But thank you very much for watching. Straight after this I will film the behind the scenes members only content video. If I can go outside in this hurricane which is currently blowing. So yeah, if you want to see that stuff, then click the little join button and sign up for our channel membership. Cool. Yeah, next week. Here's to next week. Thanks for watching. Look after each other, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.